Come see us doing live shows. We'll be in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only jimmydore.com. Here's Piers Morgan, and you know that so with every war, they have to demonize and dehumanize the people they want to slaughter, right? So they'll often say, oh, they have rape rooms, right? That's what they said about Saddam Hussein. He has rape rooms.
Rooms of rape.
And then I don't know if you saw the pictures from Abu Ghraib. Turns out we came over and started our own rape rooms.
It's called prisons.
Yeah. So in the Israeli-Palestinian slaughter, they decided to say that Hamas beheaded 40 babies and threw them in ovens. Well, that never happened.
This is a fairy tale. It sounds like Alibaba and the 40.
But Piers Morgan still repeats it. But now he repeated that lie. It was debunked immediately by the Gray Zone. And then Ryan Grimm hijacked their reporting and used it as their own. What's the name of their new...
The Grimm Zone?
No, they started a new drop site news. So, which I'm sure is funded by the same people. They just wanted to rebrand themselves. But anyway, here we go. Here's Piers Morgan going to get caught in a big fat lie. Watch this.
If rape occurred, it should have been investigated, prosecuted, and the responsible people
but the
should
UN says it did happen.
No, the point is, no,
you
the
work
UN
at the UN.
said, no, the UN, the UN is there are political appointees and then human rights appointees, and the Commission of Inquiry concluded that there was no.
So Piers Morgan wrong right away. He's wrong. He's saying that the mass rapes that did happen on October 7th. He said the UN said so, and she just points out no, the Human Rights Inquiry concluded that there were none. Didn't happen. That's another thing that the Gray Zone debunked that. Ryan Grimm stole and reported as his own reporting. No kidding. I'm not making that up. That's the kind of people they are.
Don't forget Ben Shapiro putting a Boston Market chicken photo out and saying it was a baby.
And I didn't hear about that. That happened?
Remember Ben Shapiro put those fake photos and it was a rack of lamb?
Yeah.
They're hanging them on clotheslines.
But that woman,
people believe this.
But I like that woman did not get intimidated. So we are at the very end of an era where someone with a British accent is intimidating to anyone. So this is good because she pushed right back on him. Watch, listen to this again.
If rape occurred, it should have been investigated, prosecuted, and the responsible people
but the
should be held
UN
to
says
justice.
it did happen.
No, the point is.
No, they don't.
No,
you work at the UN.
Said, no, the UN, the UN is there are political appointees and then human rights appointees, and the Commission of Inquiry concluded that in June that there was no evidence to support the claims of gang rape. But let's assume I
like how she says gang.
Where's she from?
I don't know.
That's a spicy report.
Say anything that I've not investigated. So let's assume that rape occurred. So does it justify what Israel has done?
A lot of people would say yes. A lot of people would say, do you condemn Hamas? They never say, do you condemn Israeli 75-year occupation, the Nakba, the mowing of the lawn, the siege that they're doing, systematically starving them? Any of that?
No, I want to work.
You could no. No, I want to
lose my teaching position at the university.
That's right.
What the reason why?
No, I'm curious why, as a woman who works at the United Nations, why you would even want to have a specter of doubt about it. I've read so many
because of the beheaded babies, because of the claim of beheaded babies. How many journalists? Sorry, Piers, including yourself.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. Piers Morgan is like, why, as a woman, would you have any doubt about someone making an accusation of gang rape to justify a slaughter of people? What? Did he really say that?
This is Piers, who doesn't even believe Meghan Markle's assertions that the royal family wasn't nice.
This guy, Piers Morgan, is the kind of out-of-touch guy who would blame Galileo for blasphemy. Here we go.
Have amplified this news and used this argument of the beheaded babies.
What do you think I said?
Well, you have.
So she just said, why would I doubt it? Because the beheaded baby story was all garbage. And people who use this go along with that. And he goes, what do you think I said? What do I think you said about beheaded babies? Well, here we go.
What do you think I said?
You have asked the people, do you condemn Hamas? And you have mentioned the beheaded babies.
What do you think I said?
What do you mean what I think you said?
She just told you what you said. You asked people if they condemn Hamas, and then you mentioned the beheaded babies. That's what she thinks you said.
That's what mentioned means.
Yes.
Back to me what you think I said about babies.
Beheaded babies.
Yeah.
Did you say that or not?
All I've seen ever since.
Did you say that or not?
I'm about to answer you. All I've seen ever since is that I apparently said that up to 40 babies have been beheaded. I never said that. I choked.
Well, obviously, Piers Morgan does not understand how video playback works.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because here we're going to show you that Piers Morgan, however tiny his dick is, he has still figured out a way to fuck himself with it. Here we go.
Up earlier, reading this new revelation about 40 babies being killed.
Oh my God.
And some of them being beheaded. And I was like, how can any human being do that to a baby?
I don't know.
It's completely untrue.
You said.
So he just said it's completely untrue. He never said it. I just showed you the video. There's a video of you saying it. You just said, there's a video. There's the video. You said it.
Chris Cuomo syndrome.
This is Chris Cuomo syndrome. This is. Hey, what's the difference between a Piers Morgan and a possum? Answer: a possum can't catch rabies and actually cares about their young. How about that? Here we go.
Oh, no. Look, you have referred to, I don't know if 40, you have referred to the beheaded babies or to the babies.
I talked about babies being killed, people being beheaded, which they were, because you know how we know that? Because Hamas broadcast it on their GoPro cameras.
So this is the part of the video where I easily could include the countless videos of Israeli soldiers filming themselves, although not on GoPro cameras, committing countless war crimes day in, day out for the past year. But I won't, because a quick search on X will unearth them all for you.
Look, I'm not going to justify or to condone any crimes that were committed on October 7th. My question is, what purpose does it serve? Because the only animus I had when I tweeted what you just read is, let's try to diffuse the tension, because this language, this evocation of the barbarism of the Palestinians represented an existential threat. What about the rape that is documented against hundreds of Palestinians in Israeli jails? Can we talk about that?
Here's the thing.
Because we have evidence of this.
Fine. Here's what I would say to you.
Of course, when Francesca brings up the systematic rape of Palestinians by Israeli soldiers and police, which, by the way, has been going on for decades, Piers doesn't want to talk about it. But you know who did talk about it? Josh Paul, the former State Department official who resigned over the Biden administration's complicity in genocide.
I think at the same time we condemn those atrocities, we have to condemn the atrocities that happen every day to Palestinians in the West Bank. You mentioned sexual violence. I was part of the human rights vetting process for arms going to Israel, and a charity called Defense of Children International Palestine drew our attention at the State Department to the sexual assault, actually the rape of a 13-year-old boy that occurred in an Israeli prison in the Mosque in Jerusalem. We examined these allegations. We believed they were credible. We put them to the government of Israel. And you know what happened the next day? The IDF went into the DCIP offices and removed all their computers and declared them a terrorist entity. I think it is vital that atrocities not happen to anyone, not sexual violations, not any kind of gross violation of human rights. We are looking at a situation where there is so much dehumanification, where people are not seen for the value that they have. And I think that's true whether you're talking about those who are attacked on their kibbutz or those who are attacked in their homes in Gaza or in the West Bank. What we really need is to center the human beings who are at the core and who are suffering so much in this conflict.
I actually resent anybody who tries to downplay or mitigate the barbarism of what Hamas did that day, because it was utterly barbaric. It was medieval in its barbarism. And
So, yes, you whistling tea kettle, because of the barbaric actions of one side, the children of the other side must all be slaughtered. That's the point she keeps making to you. No matter what happened on October 7th, it doesn't justify, A, the 75-year occupation and brutal murder and rape systematically of the Israelis, of the Palestinians, or the slaughter that's happened since. Some people say over 200,000 people have now been slaughtered. Credible accounts, credible numbers of up to 200,000 people. They stopped counting in January when it was at 44,000.
Okay, not one part of it, by the way, the Palestinians part, was medieval. They had guns, they used hang gliders, and attacked a rave. There's nothing medieval in there, okay? All the things that he's calling medieval are the fake things that didn't happen.
That's right.
Such as baby beheadings and all that
and gang
bullshit
rapes.
didn't happen. Yeah.
The reason we know that,
that's
beyond
modern.
any doubt, is they were proudly broadcasting it to the world.
Piers, I find utterly horrific any crime against any civilian body or collective. I do not distinguish people because of the color of the skin, because of their ethnicity, religious. This doesn't matter to me. For me, the life of civilians is sacred. And this is why I'm so horrified by years and years I've spent documenting and reporting on the violations of Palestinians. And I'm someone who has produced scholarship on Palestinian forced displacement. So 76 years and even more since British colonialism in Palestine. For 100 years, these people have been tormented. So two wrongs don't make a right. This is the only thing I can say.
Okay. The most unspeakable of so many disgusting Hamas atrocities now confirmed. There he is. Babies and toddlers were found with their heads decapitated in Kfar.
No, that was true.
That's not true. That, again, the people who are spreading the misinformation is the corporate media. It's the government of Israel, and then the corporate media in the United States. Those are the biggest, by far the biggest spreaders of misinformation, disinformation, and flat out lies would be the government and then the corporate media. And there it is.
Wait, but Jimmy, if we heard fake news about Canada beheading babies, we would go in there and kill all of their kids and put them in a concentration camp. I think you'll agree with that.
What happened to Piers Morgan? What happened to that optimistic red-cheeked schoolboy? What did the royal family make you ritually shove up your ass? That's my question. Come see us doing live shows. We'll be in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only jimmydore.com.